So we have three scopes, right? Thread, requester, and node. Okay. So what are the modes of data pages? See here. So we have two types of data pages. Okay. So when I say modes or types, both are same. Okay. Let me open one data page. Here you see. So these are types of data pages or modes of data pages. Here we have read only and editable. Okay. These are structure of data page. Okay. So we have list data page and page data pages. Okay. List for multiple records, page for single record. Okay. So what are the sources of data pages? These are all important for interviews. Okay. So we have different sources of data pages: report definition, connector, data transform, and activity. Okay. So here we have refresh strategy, right? Okay. Under the load management, so access group is required for only node scope. Okay. So here clear data page. So when you click on this one, data pages will be cleared from clipboard. Okay. So reload once per interaction. So when you click on this one, for every interaction, the data pages gets refreshed. Okay. So when you enable this one, automatically these are getting disabled. Okay. So don't reload when. So you can restrict through when condition. Whenever that condition is satisfied, okay, the data will not be refreshed. Similarly, reload if older than. Okay, here you can put some days, hours, minutes like that. Okay, by default for every 24 hours, the database gets refreshed for every 24 hours. Okay. Clear? Okay, these are about data pages. Okay, so all user pages are editable, right? So now let me run a flow. Customer details. Okay, so where we can see these customer details? Hmm? Where we can see these details? Where we can see? Alright. So whatever the details we enter in the section, where we can see in the PRPC, in the clipboard, right? Yeah. So whenever you run the flow, the work object ID gets generated and the work object ID and corresponding details will be available on PY workpage on the clipboard. Okay. PY workpage is available under user pages, right? See, here we have PY workpage. Okay. But first name, last name is we don't have any values, right? We haven't entered. Okay. See, now I'm trying to edit the data. So here we have option edit. If I give first name Ramesh, okay, the same will be posted to user interface. Okay, you refresh this. See the Ramesh. Okay, so whatever the data we enter in the user interface, that will be posted to clipboard, right? So in the clipboard, if you modify something, that will be reflected in the user interface as well. Okay, so now if you submit here, if you change first name and submit, again it will be yeah, updated. Okay, so now if I give Satya and click on submit, okay, so in the database also you will see first name Satya, not Ramesh. Okay, that will be Ramesh will be overridden by Satya. See, okay, so like this sometimes, so you can modify on the clipboard for observing the changes on the user interface. Okay, so these are called uh, editable pages. Okay, so you cannot modify the data pages. Okay, so if data pages mode is editable, then you can modify. Okay, read only, then you cannot modify. Clear? Yeah. So now let's go to the different topic. See, as part of loan application, so we are going to create data classes. Okay. See, borrower is the person who is going to take a loan, who is applying for a loan, right? Okay. Borrower applies for a loan. Okay. So you note down this diagram. Okay. So these are the loan related details. Okay. Similarly, borrower will have assets, liabilities, and he has spouse. Okay. So everything is related to these three things related to borrower only, and he applies for a loan. Okay. So now here, so we need to create a borrower related details. Okay. uh, Assets, liabilities, and loan details. Okay, so for all these things we have to create data classes. Okay, so we created a customer details form, right? So for that, so we created the properties under work class, first name, last name, age, gender, all these things, right? Okay, under work class. Okay, so we use those properties to the user interface, means section. Okay, so here suppose if we have hundreds of properties, it will be difficult to identify, right, which are related to a loan, which are related to borrower, assets, like that. Okay, so for that purpose what we do here is, so I will create a data class for borrower. Okay, and create the required properties like first name, last name, uh, SSN, income, everything. Okay, whatever the required fields. Okay, so under that class, I will create one more class called spouse. Okay, spouse also will have first name, last name, SSN, these things, right? Okay, so there we don't need to create those properties again. Okay, so that will be spouse will be a child class of borrower. That means spouse can utilize the characteristics which are defined under borrower class. Okay, so first what we do, so first we will create a borrower data class. Okay, so you put a heading creating data classes for loan application. Okay, so it's very important. So we need to design all these things correctly. Okay, so going forward, so we'll be using all these tables for manipulating the data, like fetching the data from the database and storing, so everything, so based on these tables only. Okay, so we have already created many tables, right? Similarly we need to create. Okay, so put it in creating data classes for loan application, right? So go to the data, add data type, label is borrower. Okay, note down the navigations. Okay, all the classes will be creating under implementation data layer, implementation data class. Okay, so in your system also it should be same like this, otherwise so you will have a lot of issues. Okay, so label is borrower, parent class is HSBC vehicle data. So it is implementation level data class. Clear? Yeah. Next, click on submit. Okay. So note down the required properties for borrower. First name, last name, date of birth, date of birth is date. Okay, date only. SSN, social security number, income, okay. So credit score, yeah, sorry. So income should be decimal, okay. So once you create the property, you cannot change the data type, okay. So if you want to create again, so you can delete that one and create the new one, okay. See here, what is that income, right? So income, you select the data type as decimal, okay. If you select the integer, you can enter only numbers, not decimal, okay. So for all the amount related things, okay, price related details, you need to select the type as decimal. Yeah, SSN text. Okay, credit score. Credit score, you can select integer. Okay, so you are going to enter like 350, 450 like that, right? Yeah. So you can select integer for credit score. Okay. Next, marital status. Okay, so this should be drop down, right, or radio button, okay. So here, so we don't have a drop down and radio button option, okay. So initially we need to select pick list, later we can change it to radio button if you want, okay. Pick list is equivalent to drop down, okay. The control you can change at any point of time, right. So and create two more properties called liability total and assets total. Okay, liability total is decimal. Assets total also decimal. Okay, so you need to note down all these properties. Okay, done. Yeah. So next, see, spouse also will have the same properties, right? Okay. So now I'm going to create a property called spouse in here. A property called page property. Okay. So when you create a page property or page list property, we need to give the page reference as data class. Okay, see now, so if you refresh here, go to the borrower. Okay, so you will have all the properties here. Okay, these are the single properties. Okay, so now I am going to create a page called spouse. Okay, so before that, what we do, see, we have created data class, right? Now we need to create a page property under work class, page property called borrower, and we can give this data class as reference to that one, so that so we can use all these properties like borrower dot first name, borrower dot last name, etc. Okay, so now go to the work class. Okay, create a page property called borrower. Here property type is single page. Okay, so page definition, here we need to give the data class which we created. Data borrower. Click on save. Now you refresh the class group. See, we have borrower. This is page property. If you expand this one, you will see all the properties. So if you want to use these properties to the user interface, so you need to use borrower dot first name, borrower dot last name, like that. Clear? Now, so we need to create spouse page property under data class. And the same property we'll be creating under work class also. Okay, so while creating spouse page property under work class, we have to give the spouse data class as a reference. Clear? కొంచెం so difficult గా ఉంటుంది, you should not confuse. Okay, now go to the work data class called borrower and create a page property. Okay, so either you can create from here, right click on the class data model, otherwise click on create properties. Okay, here what is the property? Spouse, right? Okay, so this is page property. Okay, so field group is page, field group list is for page list. Okay, you select the field group. So when you select the field group, it is asking data type, that means data class. Okay, you need to give the spouse. Okay, so the data classes will be HSBC hyphen HSBC vehicle hyphen data hyphen borrower hyphen spouse, because of we are creating this spouse property under borrower class. Okay, now click on new. Okay, so here you give spouse, you can create data class from here itself. Okay, so what is the parent class, you tell me? Yeah, exactly. So HSBC hyphen HSBC vehicle data hyphen borrower. Okay, you need to select this one. Okay, so then only you can reuse the properties which are defined under this class, otherwise not. Clear? That's it. Okay, click on submit. Okay, data class is created. Now go to here, you see spouse. Okay, so we don't need to define any properties under this class. because of for spouse also we have the same properties, right? Like first name, last name, date of birth, income, like that. Okay, so we have already those properties under borrower class, so we can reuse those. Okay, so now go to the work class, data model property. So if you expand borrower, you will see spouse. Okay, so this is page property. Okay, so if you want to use the properties for spouse, you need to use like borrower dot spouse dot first name, last name, whatever the properties we have here, we can reuse those. Clear? That's it, you don't need to do anything here. Okay, this is clear or not? Hmm? Yeah.
Satya, this is Syed.
Yeah.
This borrower in this property class, no, from that's a work. The property class is under work class. How it's reflected when we created data class? It's automatically created property class also.
No, no, no. See, we
Uh,
created data class called borrower. Then we
yeah.
created a borrower page property under work class,
Mm,
and we given that data class as a reference to that one. That means all the properties which are defined under work class can be used by using the page reference. Okay, borrower is a page. Okay,
okay.
so these asset, total, credit score are properties. Okay, if you want to
Yeah.
use these properties,
Yeah. How to include that page actually? How to add this page to here?
work class.
Uh,
You mean to work class, right?
yeah, work class. How to this data class browser page is added to this work class?
See,
But
so property, it is same like property. Okay,
okay.
so here I am going to create first name one. Okay, if it is a page
Okay.
property, so you need to
Okay.
select property type as single page.
Uh,
If it is a page
okay.
list, you need to select page list. Okay, so when
So
you
we.
select single page or page list, it will ask data class.
Mm,
Not
mm.
only data class, you have to give some the class where you are referring the properties. Okay,
So here is our case is borrower is a complete page. Am I correct?
yeah, borrower is a page property.
Complete page. Inside of borrower, multiple fields are there.
See, under borrower, these are single value properties.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay. Now, similarly, we need to create assets and liabilities. Okay. So here we can have multiple assets and multiple liabilities, right? Okay, so if you are going to enter multiple records in the data class, or if you are allowed to user to enter multiple records on the user interface, you should have a property type called page list. Okay, so we are not creating any records under borrower class data class, we are just using the properties. Okay, so for that purpose we created page property. Okay, so if you have multiple records in the data class and you want to use those records to the user interface, you should have a property called page list under work class. Okay, and also if you are going to enter multiple records, okay, on the user interface, you should have page list property. Okay, so now here borrower can have multiple liabilities and multiple assets, right? Okay, in that case, so we need to create the page list properties. For liability page list, for assets also a page list property. Okay, so these are belongs to borrower, right? Okay, here had one more field called liability. There is a spouse here. Um, Okay, so add field called liability. Okay, so this is page list property. Okay, you need to select field group. Okay, so data class name is liability. Okay, click on new. Here also put liability. This is parent class of which class? Hmm? Yeah, borrower class, not spouse. Okay, click on submit. Okay, so we can enter the properties later also. Now let me create
This,
one more page list.
Satya, this liabilities you created under the property.
See, this is under work class, Syed.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
This is okay.
Similarly, we need to create assets page list property. Clear?
Satya, can you show this navigation, this page, how to come?
Yeah, I will come to you, Syed. See, it will be disturbance for
Okay,
other side. So I will
okay.
come to you. So after the class, if you have any doubts, I will explain. Okay. Okay, assets, right? Okay. So I'm going to create a new page list property. Here. So this is a assets related data class. What is the parent class? Borrower only. Okay. Clear? Now, so we have two page list properties under borrower class. Assets and one more is liability. Now we need to enter the properties called asset type and asset value. Okay. So create properties. Okay. So you can create the properties in the two ways. Right click on the class data model property, otherwise directly create properties. This is wizard. You can enter multiple properties. So asset value is decimal. Okay. Asset type. Okay. This should be a drop down. Okay. For drop down, you need to select pick list. Okay. We will enter the values later. Okay. Similarly, we need to create liability value and liability type from liability class. Okay. Create properties. Liability type and liability value. So liability type is pick list. Liability value decimal. Clear? Or any doubts so far? Okay. So now you will see all these things under work class. See, we have a property called borrower. So under borrower, we have assets and liability are page list properties and spouse is page property. Okay, like this. Now, if I want to use a property called asset type, I need to use like borrower dot assets dot asset type. Okay, so remaining tables we will be creating later. Okay, loan related details and some other details also, some other data class also required, we will create later. Okay, so now, so we are going to create a section called borrower details. Okay, right click on the class, create user interface section. Okay, so label name is borrower details. Here I am using layout format as inline grid double. Okay, this is comes under borrower first name, right? Okay, so when you are trying to drag the properties which is there in page class, okay, so you need to give the page name here. What is the page name? Borrower, like this, and you select this. Okay, that means the property which we are using is under this class. Click on OK. Similarly, last name. Okay, again you don't need to give. Okay, you can select this. Okay, click OK. Next, date of birth. You just select radio button which is having page. That's it. Credit score. Income. Next, asset total. We have SSN, right? Okay, so drag all the properties which are related to, yeah, clear. So this is borrower information. Okay, you can put the layout heading as borrower information, and we have a property called marital status, right? Okay, so for this is the drop down, so you enter the values, otherwise you change it to radio button. Male, female. Okay, save. Now go to the section, drag a property called marital status. Okay, so this is first layout. So similarly I am going to use one more layout for spouse details. See, earlier the way we did is different, so we created all the properties under work class. Okay, so we created first name and we created spouse first name. Should not be like that. Okay, for your understanding I created all the properties initially. Okay, so in the real time, so we need to create all the properties under data classes only. Okay, we need to refer from data classes. Okay, this also I am going to make it inline grid double. So now we don't have any properties under spouse, right? But spouse is a child class of borrower. So we can use all the properties which are available under borrower class. So now see, we cannot drag directly from work class. Okay. So here what we do, text input, right? You go to the cell properties. Okay. So borrower dot spouse dot c. It is showing the borrower class related properties. That means you can access those. Okay. So select first name. Okay. So on the clipboard you will see borrower first name under borrower page, spouse first name under borrower dot spouse. Okay, that page. Okay. Similarly, borrower, sorry, spouse last name. Okay. Okay, you can arrange. Okay, like this. SSN, date of birth, and income. Okay, these are enough. So if you want, you can use remaining properties. So marital status is not required here. Okay, and so we need total income. Okay, so last time, so we have worked on conditional layout display, right? So at that time we created the when rule. So without creating when rule also we can achieve that scenario. So I will show you now. Okay, so now by default these two layouts will be displayed, right? Okay, irrespective of marital status. Okay. What is this? Yeah, sorry. So we need to give dot. Okay, so while selecting the page, you need to give dot borrow. So, so while giving the page name, okay, directly you should not give borrower. Okay, you need to give dot borrower. Okay, remember that point. Okay, so now we need to change. Okay, so while giving the page name, you need to give the dot borrower. Okay, so now it has been saved. See, so while dragging, you will drag the property from here, right? Suppose let's say create. Okay, so here you need to give dot borrower, and going forward you can select the same property. Okay, now so we can see the preview from action menu. See, by default the two layouts are getting displayed, right? Now we need to put condition on the second layout. So whenever, so marital status is okay, so for marital status it should be married or unmarried, right? This is not gender property. చెప్పట్లేదేంటి మీరు? Unmarried. You need to refresh it. Okay, so whenever marital status is married, then second layout has to be displayed. Okay, so we need to put the condition on complete layout, right? Go to the view properties of second layout. Here visibility, you select the condition expression. Here borrower dot marital status is equivalent to married. Put in double quotes. Okay, not double quote, single quote. Okay, here should be dot borrower dot marital status. Okay, and here we need to put refresh condition. So whenever we click on that one, complete section has to be refreshed. Go to the action, create an action set, add an event is click, right? Add an action is display refresh. Click on submit. Yeah. Go to the view properties of these actions. Here add an event is click. This is mouse event. So whenever you click on that one, the complete section will be refreshed. Action is refresh this section. Okay. Event is click. Action is refresh this section. Click on preview. See. Okay. If I select married, then only it is displaying, right? Okay. Clear? Or any doubts so far? Okay, going forward, we will be creating one more layout for address details, like that. Now, so this, if we put this one under work class, this can be reused by all the loans, right? Auto loan, mortgage loan, and home equity loan. Okay. So if we create this under auto loan, okay, so this cannot be used. Okay, home equity loan cannot be used that layout, this section. Okay, so now it is available under work class. Okay, similarly we will create a flow action. Then we will create a flow under auto loan and we can use this section and flow action. Clear? Okay, let me do that. So now we need to create a flow action under work class. This is borrower. details. So generally you give the both section name and flow action name as same. Even you can give for okay. So flow name should be different generally. Okay, even if you give the same name, nothing will happen. Okay, but generally you give section name and flow action name as same. Okay, so we need to select borrower details. Now I will create a flow under auto loan, and I can reuse these section and flow action. Okay, create process flow. Okay, create a flow under auto loan class. So I hope all the classes are there in your system. Okay, otherwise please create. This I am going to give flow name as auto insurance. Sorry, auto loan. This is not insurance, right? Okay, flow name is auto loan. Create and open. So now can I use that flow action which is there in work class? Yes, right? Because of this auto loan is a child class of work class. Borrower details. The same thing, go to the process, creates a new work object, change it to PY case management default. Okay, this is the common thing. Okay, so now we can run this, right? So if we want to make it available under create menu, so we need to include this work type in the application. Okay, open application, under case and data, you need to give work type, auto loan work type. Okay, click on save. Okay, it's coming, right? So here name we don't need to select. If you want, you can give auto loan. Okay, so this is auto loan work type. See, C dash 548. So when we run the flow, which is there in work class also, it will start with C dash, right? Going forward, okay, if we create a work object, if we run a flow which is under mortgage and home equity, it will be C dash only. So we need to change it based on the work type. So by looking at the work object, we have to know. So it is related to this auto loan. Okay, like that, right? So now instead of C dash, we need to give some A dash or AL dash. Okay, auto loan. Okay, so that we will do in the next class. Okay, so any doubts so far? Okay, now we have, so going forward we will be creating remaining screens, like remaining sections for auto loan. So similarly we will create under home equity loan and mortgage.